From the smoking, apocalyptic ruins of ancient Valyria, a single noble family managed to escape the greatest cataclysm in mortal history. They were House Targaryen, a clan of proud dragonlords who fled far to the west, settling on the lonely, stormy island outpost of Dragonstone. For over a century they bided their time on that dark rock, watching the sunset kingdoms with quiet intensity. Everything changed when Aegon Targaryen looked across the narrow sea and envisioned a completely unified continent under his absolute rule. Alongside his fierce sister wives, Rhaenys and Visenya, Aegon launched a massive, unprecedented military campaign to conquer the 7 warring kingdoms of Westeros. They brought with them the ultimate weapons of mass destruction, 3 colossal, terrifying, fire-breathing dragons that blocked out the sun. No conventional medieval army could match the raw fury of their flames, and one by one, the proud kings of Westeros bent the knee or burned to ash. The fields ran green with grass before turning black with the soot of 1,000 incinerated warriors who dared to stand against the dragonlords. Aegon collected the broken, twisted swords of his defeated enemies from the battlefields and melted them down using the white-hot breath of his greatest dragon, Balerion the Black Dread. From this jagged mass of melted steel, he forged the Iron Throne, a brutal and uncomfortable reminder of exactly who held absolute power in the newly conquered realm. He established King's Landing as the new capital city by the bay and founded a royal dynasty that would endure for 3 spectacular centuries. Decades of peace and massive economic prosperity followed, reaching a spectacular golden age under the exceptionally wise rule of King Jaehaerys the Conciliator and his beloved Queen Alysanne. Great roads were built across the continent, unfair laws were completely unified, and the entire realm flourished like never before under the proud banner of the 3-headed dragon. During this magnificent era, the Targaryen family grew immensely, and the skies above the Red Keep were constantly filled with more dragons than the world had ever seen before. But peace in the land of Westeros is always a fragile, temporary illusion, and the hidden seeds of a bitter, deep family division were quietly being sown behind closed doors. As the extensive Targaryen family tree expanded into multiple branches, intense, toxic questions of royal succession began to fracture the household from within. Whispers of absolute ambition turned brother against sister, and uncle against nephew, effectively splitting the royal court into 2 fiercely rival factions known as the Blacks and the Greens. The stage was completely set for a catastrophic, bloody civil war that would forever alter the tragic fate of Westeros. The Grand Golden Age was officially over, and the legendary dragons were about to turn their devastating, apocalyptic fire upon themselves. The realm fractured violently down the middle into a brutal, unforgiving civil war known to history as the iconic Dance of the Dragons. Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen claimed her rightful path to the Iron Throne as her father's chosen heir, while her half-brother Aegon II aggressively challenged her rule from the capital. It was a terrifying war of dragon clashing against dragon, and brother murdering sister, tearing the very fabric of the continent apart from the sky down to the earth. The stormy skies literally bled as the great mythic beasts ripped each other to bloody pieces in mid-air, decimating the royal family's greatest source of absolute power and military supremacy. By the tragic end of this exhausting war, the dragons were nearly entirely extinct, and the ancient magical might of House Targaryen was broken forevermore. For the next long century, the Targaryens were forced to rule by political strategy, marriages, and raw fear alone, completely stripped of the fearsome beasts that had once made them seem like living gods to the common people. But the pure Targaryen bloodline carried a dark, unpredictable trait, eventually culminating in the horrific and tragic reign of King Aerys II. Famously known to history as the Mad King, his deep paranoia, erratic behavior, and extreme cruelty pushed the High Lords of Westeros to their absolute breaking point. A grand, powerful alliance led by the fierce Robert Baratheon and Ned Stark rose up in an open, massive rebellion to completely overthrow the tyrannical crown. The brilliant Crown Prince, Rhaegar Targaryen, fought bravely but was ultimately slain on the rushing waters of the battlefield, sealing the tragic fate of his entire ancient house. The Mad King himself was shockingly betrayed inside his very own throne room, bringing the grand 300-year dragon dynasty to a sudden, crashing, and bloody end. The only remaining Targaryen children, the young Viserys and the infant Daenerys, were smuggled across the narrow sea under the cover of a midnight storm to live a life of dangerous, impoverished exile. For many long years, the modern world fully believed the legendary dragonlords were gone for good, reduced to mere historical footnotes in dusty old maester books. But against all mathematical and physical odds, a young Daenerys walked directly into a fierce, roaring funeral pyre and miraculously emerged from the ashes holding 3 newly hatched baby dragons. The legendary mother of dragons slowly built a massive, unstoppable army across the eastern continent, determined to cross the sea and reclaim the Iron Throne that rightfully belonged to her ancestors. Though her epic, dramatic quest ultimately ended in immense personal tragedy and destruction, she successfully proved to the world that the magical blood of old Valyria could never be easily ignored or forgotten. From Aegon the Conqueror all the way to Daenerys Stormborn, the unmatched Targaryen legacy remains forever written in the timeless ink of fire and blood.